Hey, what's going on, my friends? In this video, we are going to dive into rideshare insurance. Yeah, if you're part of the gig economy, you work for Uber, for Lyft, or some other rideshare companies, you definitely want to consider getting rideshare insurance. We're going to dive into what it is, why you might want to consider getting it, because I'm sure you're like, well, I got my personal insurance. I don't need that. Well, you might not really be as covered as you think you are with your personal insurance. But before we dive into this, if you haven't yet, like this video. It does help me. It helps the YouTube algorithm. So other people that are part of the self-employed rideshare industry will have a better chance to come across this video. And also subscribe to the channel. That way you can, and hit that notification bell. Then you can stay up to date on all of our videos, get the best tips, tricks, and, advice on making more money, growing your money, managing your money, and, moving forward in your financial independence journey as you strive for financial freedom. And lastly, I do have some links to other insurance programs and types of insurance policies that are available that you might want to consider checking out along with this rideshare insurance policy. So again, we are here on Geico's website where they offer rideshare insurance. As you can see, one policy covers personal use plus driving for Uber, Lyft, and other rideshare companies. And you might be wondering, well, what is it? What's the deal with it? Rideshare insurance is an auto coverage for drivers of ridesharing companies like Uber and Lyft. Rideshare insurance replaces the driver's personal car insurance policy. So you don't pay for both. You're going to literally replace this with your personal policy. If you're driving to pay off student loans, support your family, or saving up for something, you can't afford to depend only on Uber or Lyft for coverage. If you don't have rideshare insurance, you can run the risk of losing your personal auto coverage, falling into coverage gaps for accidents that occur while you're ride sharing or driving for on-demand deliveries, and paying out of pocket for repairs, injuries, and more. And so, again, Geico's rideshare policy is what a lot of you guys are probably, thinking you might have. You might be thinking you're fully covered, but your personal coverage definitely ain't cutting it. That kind of just touched on part of it. Again, if you are working for Uber and Lyft, you're not limited to one company. You can drive for several. Having this insurance, this rideshare insurance, will definitely help keep you protected. And when we come over here and look at this chart of, basically showing why you're at risk without rideshare insurance, I think it's critical. People definitely need to know this stuff because I don't think people do. I think, everyone kind of just thinks you're completely covered and you're good to go regardless of what happens. As you can see over here, it says Geico rideshare insurance, personal use, covered, waiting for a rider, covered, going to pick up a rider, covered, driving with a rider on board, covered. Now, most personal auto insurance, personal use, yeah, you'll be covered. Waiting for a rider, you're not typically covered. Going to pick up a rider, phase 2, not typically covered. And driving with a rider on board, not typically covered. Now, using Uber's insurance, personal use, not covered. Waiting for a rider, you have limited coverage. Going to pick up a rider, you're covered with a $1,000 deductible for damage to your vehicle. And driving with a rider on board, you're covered with $1,000 deductible for damage to your vehicle. And then Lyft's insurance, personal use, you're not covered. Again, you're not covered here. But then waiting for a rider, you have limited coverage. Going to pick up a rider, it's covered with a $2,500 deductible for damage to your vehicle. And driving with a rider on board, again, covered with a $2,500 deductible for damage to your vehicle. So am I covered for an accident during an Uber or Lyft ride? Example, you're waiting with the app on, phase 1. When you're involved in an accident, your car is damaged and you're hurt. Neither your personal auto policy nor your rideshare company would necessarily pay for all of your medical bills and repairs. But with Geico's rideshare insurance, you'd likely be covered. No, not likely, excuse me. You'd be covered. So I think working with a company like Geico might be what some of you guys need or should consider doing and getting when it comes to your, your self-employed small business, your rideshare business, your Lyft or Uber business. Because again, just looking at this, you're not always going to be covered in every situation, and having something like Geico's rideshare insurance pretty much always has you covered. So I thought this would be another helpful video for you guys as you continue to, grind it out, make that money, move forward. I definitely want to help you with keeping as much of that money as possible, with saving that money and managing that money. And sometimes, you do have to make a small investment to help with protecting and securing, a larger, something else that you appreciate and, care about and want to keep. And, some people are like, oh, I don't want to pay $20 or $30 or $40 or $15 or $10, whatever it might be. I get it. Different circumstances for different people are going to allow you or prevent you from being able to get something like this. But it's definitely something you want to consider, something you want to look into. I mean, to get a quote, all you do is come to their site, click the start quote, answer a few questions, and you'll be able to get an idea of how much it will potentially cost you. And just think, if something does happen, some major accident, you have someone in your vehicle, it's not going to fully be covered under, as we looked at that graph, that different situations, are going to be covered under, certain circumstances, depending on what type of policy you have. But if you go with the Geico rideshare insurance, pretty much it looked like it covered all of those scenarios. So anyway, I haven't used it, so I can't say how great it is, how amazing it is. But from the sound of it and from, the policy that we just kind of looked at in terms of what it's covered, seems like you guys are going to be covered pretty good. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If so, like this video, definitely subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate you guys watching and sticking with me this far. And like I said, I have links down in the description area to other insurance type of policies that you should consider looking into as you start to, do your own thing, grow your business, expand your business. And feel free to leave any questions or comments you might have down below. If you're someone who is currently using Geico's rideshare insurance policy, let us know about it. Has it, have you had any accidents? Have you had to reach out to them? Did you have a good experience, a bad experience? Because any feedback would definitely be incredibly valuable and helpful to others watching. And on that note, I got to keep it moving, but I hope you guys found this video helpful. Like I said, comment down below with any questions, any thoughts, any comments, feedback. And I think it's time for me to get lunch or something because I'm starving. But all right, guys, I got to keep it moving, but you already know. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.